Welcome Capricorns, this is your August 2025 forecast. You can see the transits listed. We're going to focus on the new moon in Virgo on August 22nd, highlighting your career and finances. So you're invited to recalibrate your systems in alignment with your spiritual purpose and build a solid workspace, sacred altar, and conduct a morning blessing ritual to energetically safeguard your mission. Let's see what else we have going on for Capricorn this month. Let's see. All right, so we have the Six of Coins here. Let's see what else we have for career. We have a merger, acquisition, as well as learning something new. So some of you may find that there is this opportunity within your employment situation to learn something new here. As a result of a merger, acquisition, or just the company reorganizing, you may find that that may leave you in a place where you are let go, or you do need to adjust and learn new skills or do a different type of job here. You may be sort of going back and refining your plans and looking at where you are and figuring out, like, okay, is this a place where I am going to stay at? Or because I do have to learn something new, because I am going to have a different role here, does it make more sense for me to just look externally, look outside the company? Or does it even make sense for me to start to work on my gifts and talents and natural gifts, natural talents that I do have and abilities, and start to share those more with the world so that I can sort of have my own schedule. I can be an entrepreneur. I can offer my own products and services out here to the world at this time. So you may be kind of considering what is the best path for you based off of some things that may be happening with your employment situation or at your employer here. What else do we have? Debt-free at last. Wonderful. And what else? We have power couples. Both got your own. Interesting. So you may find, for some of you, you are going to find that it's going to be more cost effective for you to get your retirement and move on. Others of you, you may find a different approach works for you. It's going to depend on the individual's finances, and then also you having a partner here. So your partner's, their opinion could be very valuable to you in a sense. So it may be something that you do want to talk through, which obviously I know you would do that in a partnership, but your partner is going to have some insight for you, some valuable information for you to consider as you decide like what your next steps are and what you really want to do. But this is really about you also working together to strengthen your foundation and to, again, kind of identify what is going to be the best path in order for you to maintain the stability that you do have at this time. So what else? Okay, let's go here. What else is going on here? So we do have some divine timing at play. So that is why I bring up those gifts and talents that I'm seeing and hearing, because this is like, it may be the perfect opportunity for you to delve more deeply into that. What else? So we have solitude here as well. So getting in your rest and relaxation time and your self-care practices. So if you do have a lot going on here with your finances and your employment situation, then making sure that you do have those moments where you are able to create balance, to relax, to rejuvenate, to replenish yourself, body, mind, and soul, to make you stronger and allow you to be better able to handle any of the challenges that come your way. Going to get one more here. What else do we have? Oh, we have risks. So you taking risks. Okay. See, this is calculated risks here, and you ultimately finding success as a result of taking calculated risks. So I can't say calculated enough, because I feel like this is speaking strongly to things that you have thought about, you have researched, and you have put in the inspired action toward evaluating the terms, the context, the circumstances, the opportunities, the ups, the downs, the pros and cons related with a particular venture that you are wanting to explore. Okay, so doing all of those things, evaluating it, and then making the right choice for you is what we're talking about here when we say like to take a risk. So I want to look at any challenges that may come up for you. Allowing yourself to be divinely guided and listening to that inner voice. So what is that telling you? And you may want to take a little bit of time to work through this if you're able to do that and decide what is the best option for you, because that's going to allow you that time that you need, and you want to research and you want to think of different options and you want to compare the different options and outcomes and scenarios that you think would occur, and also consider that in terms of where you want to be and how fulfilled you feel like you will be exploring the different options and paths. And some of it may also include traveling or relocating in some way. So it could be like traveling for this adventure that we have here. It could be working with people who are around the world, so in a different place than you are. And then it also could be you relocating to do this work as well. Let's see. What else for obstacles here? So we do have the Page of Wands coming up here. Okay, so some of you may feel like you feel blocked in a way. Your creativity is not fully coming through here. You feel like, you know, if you're doing videos, communicating information, you kind of feel like your message is a little jumbled. It's not very clear. But, you know, if anybody can tell you this, like, just put the information out there and it will connect with particular individuals. You don't have to speak perfectly. You know, when I channel down, I hear it in all different kinds of ways, and that's why I have to like change the tenses when I'm speaking and stuff mid-sentence, because, you know, the way I hear it is one way, but then the way that it actually makes sense to say it in English is another way. So, you know, just be patient with me, and also be patient with yourself as well. If you do encounter like those moments where you feel like, okay, well, yeah, I didn't really feel like, you know, that was the best version of myself. And it's really not about that. It's about you being authentically you, and individuals connecting with you because you're being your authentic self, not because you're speaking perfectly or, you know, because you have, you know, this in your video. It's because of the message that you're sharing and how you come across and who you, the authentic version of you that others can see and then connect with. That's what this is about. So just be you. So let's look at any underlying worries here. So we do have the Two of Coins. So you may be feeling a little overwhelmed by the different things that are going on in your life at this time, or even if you have to make particular decisions at this point in time, you may be feeling a little by that, and that's very understandable. If there's some new things coming up in the organization and you have to change roles, or you have to take a pay cut, or, you know, you get laid off, or, you know, whatever this happens to be here, it can create a lot of options that you're going to need to decide between. And it could also create like a lot of things from a financial perspective, as well as some other areas in your life, your daily routines, activities, all of those things that can be upended and just, you know, you feel not be as structured as you would like to see at this time. But you can handle it. I'm hearing that you may have a little fear about whether you can handle all of these things. You can absolutely handle it. You've handled worse in many other lifetimes here, and probably in this lifetime as well. We have the Six of Swords here for difficulty. So you are going to persevere through this, all depending on if you choose to do that and you choose to focus on what you prefer and let go of and release anything that you do not prefer. Even just taking the time to define it and to think about it and to continue to give it energy, like those are all things that's just continuing to build that, continuing to make that experience negative for you. So this is really going to depend on how you react, the approach you take, the attitude that you have, the choices that you make. We have the moon here as well. So I feel like with your beliefs here, your goals is to be fulfilled and to be financially free, and to also, maybe for some of you, just be doing work that you love that allows you to use those esoteric gifts or just the talents and the gifts that you do have to be financially free and to make money off of that. So that may be here what you're desiring ultimately. And we also have Four of Swords, and you also want to be in an environment where you're able to do work that inspires you, but then also take as much time as you need to relax and replenish your soul. So you want to have that balance there where, you know, you can focus on your work, but then also you can focus on pleasure and enjoyment and fulfillment. So you want that balance there, and you feel like that is absolutely possible and you are able to achieve that. So this is a matter of you deciding on the work that is going to allow for you to feel passionate about it, to be fulfilled, and to be content and to inspire others in this process. Let's look at your approach here. So we do have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, you may need to come to terms with the work that you want to do. It may not immediately have the monetary results that you're looking for and expecting, or that you're used to at this time. So that is something that you may have to think about. Are you open? Do you have enough savings to go on this particular business venture and feel like you are keeping that financial foundation strong while you're exploring your gifts and talents and exploring new business ventures? You may need to decide what that looks like for you and how much of a savings you feel like you need to have as a part of that process. And, you know, if you're able to do that, because I completely understand that for some of you, this may mean that you are let go from your place of employment. So you may not have that luxury of saying like, okay, well, you know, I'm going to save this amount more before I leave. Some of you may not have that option. However, what you can do is work with what you have, check into the different programs or retirement or whatever options are available to you so that you can access some of the money that you have been working so hard to save. And also consider what other types of immediate options for making money is available to you. And again, these are all things that, you know, some of you may have to go down that route. Others of you may have a home environment or a partner that's able to support and chip in at this time. Some of you may have a savings that you can utilize. So again, just apply this however it sees fit. But I do see that you contemplating that and that being a part of this process here, like you looking at your finances and the strength of that, and that kind of going into the decision process here. So I'm going to look at your approach here. So we do have the High Priestess. So you are utilizing your intuition and your abilities. And I feel like this is very a strong message. So this, I feel like, are like esoteric gifts and talents. Like you're psychic, you're a medium, you do tarot, you're a Reiki master. Or, you know, I feel like this is related to esoteric gifts and talents, but it doesn't have to be. But you can also utilize the talents that you have in this process to make your decision. So absolutely do that, as well as connecting with your intuition and source and your higher self. let's look at, you have a lot of communication. So there could be a lot of individuals in your environment telling you what you need to do and telling you what's best for you and telling you that, no, don't do that because that's going to result in this, or don't do this because this is going to result in that. I feel like you have a lot of information around you, but what's going to be the right thing for you to do is to, now if you do have a partner, to identify your needs and connect, collaborate with your partner on that, or to go with what feels good with you and connect with your intuition and higher self and source and decide that on your own. But there are a lot of individuals that have opinions and positions here on what you should be doing. There is this caveat here of connecting with soul family. So anyone that you do feel comfortable has your best interest in mind, or if you have like a coach or a mentor, someone that has that role of giving you guidance, then absolutely reach out if you feel comfortable to do that and share what you feel comfortable with sharing and get some ideas. Get some ideas, because all it will be is ideas, because you have the answer. You know what is right for you. But if you want to feel some inspiration, you want to understand from others' perspectives, maybe you want to see, like, from this particular product or service that you're offering, what the community might think about that. And you have to be careful there, right? Because if it's something that you're not ready to share at this time, then don't. But if it's something, that you are willing to share and talk about, then, absolutely. So let's look at guidance here. So we do have the Page of Cups here. Just do what you love. Do what feels good to you. Also incorporate romance, playfulness, creativity into the process. Okay. When I say romance, I'm speaking in terms of like you and your life partner here. I'm not saying incorporate it into your working environment. But as you're making decisions, like, just enjoy it. Enjoy it as much as you can. And I'm thinking more in terms of, I see you kind of thinking at home, thinking in your personal environment with your soul family, with your immediate family, with your partner, like, what is the best option for you? And that's where I'm saying, like, be creative with it. And, you may even want to just really work with your partner to kind of talk through things and just, maybe make a date night out of it, or, do it over dinner or something, just where you're both feeling a little more relaxed and comfortable. So that's where I'm saying, like, incorporate romance in, just in that perspective. But, creativity and fun and playfulness is always possible in your working environment, and to the extent that it's allowed and you feel comfortable, but also in just your family environment. So if again, also with soul family as well. So just whatever you feel like sharing, you may feel called to do that. And then also, again, experiment, be creative with it. Think of creative solutions that would potentially be beneficial for you. And if it feels good, then go for it. What else? So we have the Four of Cups. So absolutely run any of your options through your heart space. So how does it make you feel? Also from a logical perspective as well. So if you need to do a pros and cons list, if you need to, jot down all your research and do comparisons and pie charts, whatever it is that you do that helps you think of things from a tactical perspective, from a logical perspective, from an analytical perspective, absolutely do that as well. So run it through the heart chakra as well as the crown chakra. So you're thinking of it from different perspectives and points of view. Okay, so let's see what we have by way of oracles. So this is about doing what really matters, reflecting, and then reprioritizing. I love that. Those are very strong messages of guidance. So focus on what is important. Really take the time to confirm that this is what you want to do and this is where you want to be, and these are the choices that you want to these are your decisions here. And then focus on what you've decided, taking that inspired action. And we also have soul tree, and so I feel also soul tribe, and we already spoke to soul tribe, but I also feel like this is related to your ancestors not in the 3D here. So just knowing that you do have your ancestors available to you that are supporting you and that are providing you with unconditional love. So some of you do connect with them and you talk to them and you speak to them and you receive messages and guidance and downloads. And just remember that you do have that option available to you if that is something that you're interested in. Okay, Capricorns, so those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching.